Welcome to all of our Lion Fight fans around the world. We hope everybody is doing a little better. This is our second of our, I guess what we're calling Lion Pause chats. We're obviously in a pause right now, like just about everybody and everything is in the world due to the pandemic. But we wanted to keep our fans and our fighters engaged with everybody, find out how everybody's doing, what they're up to stay busy, all that kind of thing. So we did our first one last week. Our second one we're going to launch right now, and it's really an international edition. So this is really cool. We have, I believe, at about 8 o'clock in the morning, his time, from just outside Melbourne, Australia. It is Lion Fight World Super Lightweight Champion Ramesh, the Headhunter Habib. Hi to Ramesh. I hope you're doing well there. And just go ahead and say hello to everybody.
How you going, guys?
All right, and from Worcester, Massachusetts, USA, we have one of the most popular East Coast American fighters, and a guy who's did a little bit of traveling, which we're going to talk about with him. He was away in Thailand before all this stuff went down. Michael Ironboy Triana. We're happy to have Michael join us from Worcester, Massachusetts. And then all the way from San Juan, Puerto Rico, a fighter that not a lot of us have seen very much of lately because she's just incredibly busy doing all kinds of amazing stuff, which I'm sure we'll talk about. Angela Riptide Whitley. Hi, Angela. How are you doing in San Juan?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. I think everybody can see Justin Kwan is with us in New York, handling all the technical stuff. I'm here in Las Vegas. So I guess we might as well start. And ladies first, we'll start with Angela. Angela, how are you kind of with your gym closed and just this whole shutdown thing going on? One, how are you keeping physically fit and attempting to at least sort of try and stay in fight shape? And how are you also keeping mentally sane during all this?
Well, I have a lot to keep me busy, to be honest. So I live in Puerto Rico, but the gym that I actually represent and train out of is Strike Kings in Texas. And my coach there is Chadwick Turner. So when I do have fights coming up or something significant, I go there. I say I spend probably half of the year in Texas training and half of the year in Puerto Rico because I'm working on my PhD and I'm a student here at the University of Puerto Rico. So during all of this, it's giving me time to work on my proposal, my thesis for my PhD. So that's kind of what's, I guess, mentally keeping me motivated because I do want to graduate soon. Also, physically, I have a big open terrace and I have mats and a heavy bag and whatnot. So I just train by myself, what I can do by myself. I'm in constant contact with my coach every single day. In addition to that, I also have a little plot of land with my partner in Calle, which is kind of in the mountains. And it's more towards the central part of Puerto Rico, and we have a farm there. So I do get my exercise working on the farm. Yeah, so that's pretty much, I'm still very active. I know I'm supposed to be socially distancing myself in my house, but at the farm, it's in the middle of the forest. Nobody's there. So it's just, if I'm not at the farm, then I'm at home, I'm training, I'm working on my school stuff. So I'm staying active and busy.
Well, we're going to talk, it's doctorate in marine studies, I think, is that right?
My undergrad is in marine biology. My PhD will be in environmental sciences, but with a focus on the marine environment, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up Texas and Puerto Rico because we're going to have some news for you a little bit later when we get back. We're going to do some questions, but I think we're safe to make a kind of some breaking news, I guess we'll call it, and something I don't think you know yet either. So we'll talk about it.
I look forward to it.
All right. Michael Triana, what are you doing to keep fit, try and stay in fight shape, and just sort of keep mentally sharp as well?
I'm pretty busy myself as well. I luckily have a bag and I can just run as well. So I've just been training. I also have keys to my gym and I'm pretty much the only one there. So I just go and I train every morning. I go hit bag and do some running, nice and easy, shadow boxing, nothing crazy. Taking the time to work on techniques or things that I always wanted to work on. So then I feel like I'm growing regardless of supposedly taking time off, right? I'm not training camp or training super hard, but again, just working on specific things and just growing on my own way, taking advantage of the isolation to just work on myself. I've been teaching classes online as well, usually at night. I started actually like an online academy. So again, just teaching classes, helping people train, and I usually will train with them. So yeah, like in a way, not I wouldn't say much has changed, but I'm still keeping busy. I'm still keeping active, and just using technology for that as well.
And obviously no sparring, even though you're down at your gym, but would you say you're relatively close to being like fight ready, maybe more so than some of the other fighters who've had a tougher time getting some training in?
I mean, I don't know what the other fighters are doing. I have no clue. But all I know is that I'm just, being focused on myself, and I feel good. Like I've been training again constantly, nothing crazy, not like, of course, like there's no sparring or any clinching. But I've been keeping fit, and I've been keeping my, my stamina and my strength, and again, just working on things. So I feel fight ready. I don't know. I don't know about the other people because, again, I have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Ramesh, obviously we were talking offline that, your gym is closed, but, and you're also in the beginning part of Ramadan. So, how are you kind of trying to stay in shape and keep yourself busy and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, luckily for me, just a couple of months before this whole pandemic, I sort of set up my own gym in my garage. So I started training a couple of my boys at home, and started doing some of my own training at home too. So I'm pretty fortunate at the moment because I got some weights and strength equipment to do my strength workouts, and I've got a heavy bag and an aqua bag to do a lot of my training. So I'm still relatively in shape. So, and I'm still pretty fit at the moment. And I'm just trying to just get stronger during this time while there's no fights coming up, so I can just really build on my strength. And yeah, like you said, we're about a week in now. Today's last Friday we started Ramadan, so I started fasting. So I'm up early in the mornings around 4:30 to eat and pray, and then either I'll go back to sleep for a bit or I'll stay up, and then we eat at sunset. So I eat some and pray again after sunset, and then I try to get my session in so around 7:30 at night. So at the moment I'm still in my trainings at night, and but so apart from like training and seeing and coaching people, it's been good for me just being at home and spending a lot of time with my baby girl, because she's usually at daycare, and I'm always training and working, and my missus is busy working too. So it's been good to really stay at home and just spend a lot of time with her and just watching her grow and play with her. I've been really fortunate.
I was going to ask you about that because you have a little one, so obviously, like you said, you're able to kind of handle most of her babysitting, so to speak, right now. And then what else are you trying to do? Are you studying anything? Because I know like some athletes are maybe taking online courses that, just something that interests them, whether it's cooking or finance or whatever. But is there anything else that you're kind of doing to make the hours go by a little bit?
Yeah, just training. Just like I said, I want to concentrate on just getting really strong right now, because when I'm always in and out of camps, I can't do too much of the weights training.
Okay.
So and still staying fit. So I'm ready whenever the rest of the world is. So as soon as everything comes back to normal,
Okay.
I'll be ready to get back in the ring ASAP. And yeah, just because kids grow up so fast and time goes by so quickly. So I'm just really enjoying just watching my daughter grow up and pick up new things. So it's been good for me.
That's really awesome. Yeah. Okay. Let's kind of have a fun question here. Maybe we'll start with Michael. The favorite venue or city that you have fought in, and like a dream city or venue you want to fight in. So as an example, your maybe your existing favorite is New York City, and your dream place for fight is Paris. So, something like that. So Michael, you give us your first two.
I would say my existing right now would be Odyssey, Connecticut, just because I get all my friends and family there, and it's always a great time. Like I usually, as I travel and I, follow Team USA and stuff like that, and a lot of time, like it's awesome, but you don't have your friends and people around you. So yeah, I would say definitely just because of the people, because of the environment that my friends will bring, that would be my favorite. As a dream, I don't know, maybe like Vegas or something. I always wanted to fight there. Like, so yeah, I guess just because it seems like a bigger venue, but yeah.
It's the fight capital thing, right? It's just,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah.
Angela, your favorite city or venue that you fought in so far, and a dream city or venue to fight in?
My favorite place I've fought so far, I'd have to say, is Puerto Rico, just because not very many fight opportunities come here for well, boxing, yeah, but not for Muay Thai or K1 or even MMA. So I've been fortunate enough to fight here twice, and it's a treat to fight here because it's my home, and a lot of people turned out for it. I have friends, family here, and probably another place I would really like to fight would be Texas, just because that's like my second home, and I have a lot of family and friends there as well, and maybe Dubai as well, because I used to live in Dubai, and I also have a lot of friends there, and it'd be nice to go back.
That's cool. That's cool. Ramesh, for you, favorite place that you fought so far, and a dream spot that you'd like to fight in?
Fighting in Melbourne is always awesome. Being in my hometown with all my family and friends. But I'd have to say fighting in Vegas is pretty awesome. Like you said, fight capital of the world, and my first trip over there, I got to fight in Vegas. So I can't really get much better than that. But I fought in China, and I would like to fight in Europe. I haven't been to Europe before, so I wouldn't mind having a fight up there.
Okay, so let's stick with Ramesh and the topic of Europe. As you know, you and your team know, you were scheduled for your first title defense in Italy on a line fight card coming up in Italy. That obviously has been postponed. But can you maybe rewind then a little bit to the Vegas fight? Opportunity to fight in Vegas, as you said, first time over here, an outdoor show downtown. It was an amazing setting. Just can you take us back to that night, really dominating Sean Clancy, getting the win and getting the belt?
Yeah, it was a dream come true for me, fighting for a world title for starters, and being able to do it in Vegas was amazing. Yeah, it was really cool, fun trip being down there. First couple of days, getting the last sessions in, getting the weight down, and yeah, it was awesome to have the weigh-ins nice and early. Had the whole day to refuel and rehydrate, and met Sean at the weigh-ins. He was a real cool dude, respectful dude, and yeah, and then when it came to fight time, I feel like I was probably the best preparation I've had for a fight. Mentally, physically, I was on point, and I knew I was going to come down there and win that belt. So, and it showed on the night. So it was a dream come true for me. It was an awesome night.
What's that like? That moment when you get that announcement that the referee raises your arm, your name is called out, and they get the belt gets put around you. I mean, a lot of fighters obviously have had that feeling before, but maybe can you just describe what that's like for that opportunity, coming to Vegas, getting the win, getting the belt, and just what emotions and thoughts are going through your mind at that time?
It was a real unbelievable feeling. I've been training martial arts for about 12 years now, and it all sort of came down to that moment, and being able to perform the way I did. I was really happy with my performance, and to be able to, get that lion fight, win my first world title, and also have an Aussie legend, Nathan Corbett, there as well, which was also awesome. Yeah, it was just like it's hard to explain. Like it's a feeling you can't really explain unless you experience it for yourself. Yeah, it was just amazing. It was, yeah, it's truly amazing.
And then your fight in Italy, getting, that was, being put together. The opponent was picked out, venue and date and all that was kind of picked out. Then how do you kind of get through this part now, where it's like, I had a big fight moment or on the way, it's been postponed, I don't really know what's coming for me. How do you approach this pause, this gap, and how do you kind of deal with the unknown of when you'll be back in action?
Yeah, I was really excited for that title defense. When you first messaged me about the dates, I was excited. I was like, hey, cool, we get to go back to America and defend the belt. And then when I heard it's going to be in Italy, I was like, oh, that's really awesome. I'd love to go fight in Europe, especially in Italy. I was really excited for that. But now that, yeah, with everything going on, so I'm still going to, like I said, I'll still be training. I'll be staying fit. And I'll be ready to go as soon as everything the world goes back to normal. Yeah, I'll be ready to step into that ring again.
Okay, awesome. Michael, let's talk about your situation. You were, potentially going to be on a May card in Texas. And then, there was also thought maybe of having you on an East Coast show in the middle of the summer. That's obviously been put on hiatus. So again, let's rewind a little bit. Take us back to your last fight, online fight, which undoubtedly will go down as one of the fights of the year against Joseph Muller. Maybe take us back to that night. Crazy fight.
I mean, he's a very talented opponent. I was just, I love fighting just like probably most fighters do. So I always go there just excited to do my best, win or lose. Of course, I always go for the win, but win or lose, I go do my best. I don't know. It was very fun. It was very fun. I guess one of the things I remember, I know sometimes it happens in the fight when you do something and then like you, for like that split second, you smile. You're like, oh, that's how you're gonna do, or So like we had like a few moments like that. I was like, okay. So it was like a good battle back and forth. Changing different weapons, different strategies. Like clinching, doing. He was a lot taller than I was, so I can see each of us just like adapting and changing our game plans. And at the end, I got the win from our game plan, and it worked out pretty well. I came out a little bit slow on purpose just to like see his range, see what his game plan was. Like I know a lot of tall people like do a lot of head kicks, right? Ramesh. And then yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Like I know like he's probably gonna do that, and he started doing that. So then yeah, and then eventually he was pretty strong in the clinch, pretty slippery. I wasn't expecting that. But in the clinch, I got a good elbow in there, cut him open. And after that, after I rocked him with a few punches, then, I started climbing, started feeling stronger as the fight goes on. I started putting more and more pressure, and he put less. But at the end, he actually came back with good pressure, and it was just a really fun fight, man. I really had a lot of fun.
And then obviously there was a bit of a break for you after that fight. And I know you went to Thailand for a while, and I think that had been in the works for some time for you to go and do some training over there. Obviously as a Muay Thai fighter, that's, just an unbelievable opportunity and experience for you. But maybe just talk about that situation with going there and what you went there to do and what you picked up when you were there.
So I went there to train, like every other fighter would, to go training, and I was gonna fight in the IFMA. I fought in the IFMA, so I went there to train with Sagapet in Phuket Fight Club. I trained in a few different places, like Elite Fight Club in Bangkok as well. Went to Pattaya and things like that. But I really liked the trainer I had, because I think there's a lot of gyms out there, like people know. But at the end, at least for me, having like a good trainer, it's really, really important, especially because anybody can hold pads. And of course, there's a lot of great fighters out there. So a lot of times you're going to be training with a lot of great fighters, sparring with a lot of great fighters. But just having a good trainer, it's very important. And I found a good one, Sagapet. And yeah, he just taught me so much. I was just staying at the camp, like sleeping there and, living the fighter life, waking up, running, training, coming back, eat, nap, and then do it again, like literally every single day. And yeah, and then Sundays I'll take, a little break and keep going. That's pretty much it there. Like I ate a lot of fruit, nothing crazy. I actually didn't travel too much because I was really focused on my training there. So I just kept myself in the gym, and then after when we got to compete, did my best. Got the win over the South American champion, which it was very good for me. And then after that, we'll of course celebrate and things like that. But it was a great trip, especially for the training. I was planning to go. Actually, right now I should be there, like in May. That was my plan to go. But of course, all the pandemic and started. So it's all right. We'll postpone it for later on, save some money, and go back to it.
Angela, you had mentioned the opportunity to fight in Texas, and we had put together a really cool event, I think, for what was going to be a mid-May show in Sugar Land, Texas. And obviously that's gone by the wayside now with the pandemic. Talk about maybe what you have done since we last saw you in Lion Fight, which was a unbelievable title fight that you had against Triana and came up just a little bit short. But what have you been up to since then, and readying yourself for this new opportunity?
Wow. Well, I fought Triana back in, was that 2016?
Yeah,
I came up a lot a bit short. It wasn't a little bit short.
I don't think so.
But no, it was good. Since then, wow, man, a lot's happened in my life since then. It's only been a few years, but just living in Puerto Rico, like we had Hurricane Maria, and that was a whole thing. And it's just, but outside of that, I really took that opportunity after I fought her to get more experience, because I was fairly new at being a pro when I fought her. And I've just been fighting with the U.S. national team, the USMF, at various IFMA tournaments, Pan American Championships, and the World Championships. So that's how I've been staying busy. And then, so the last one I did with the USMF was the World Championships, which was in Bangkok last summer in July. Came up short on that one. I got silver. And then right after that, in October, I fought on the TBA Tournament of Champions, which I won. And that's so I've been staying busy, but it's been a few months.
And then school on top of that, right? I mean, you're incredibly busy with your schoolwork.
Oh yes, always juggling, but I'm managing to do it. I've been managing to do it and still be successful with fighting. So yeah, definitely been very busy.
So I guess we can kind of get to a bit of hashtag breaking news with you. Obviously, like I said, fight in Sugar Land, Texas was postponed. Obviously there's still a lot of things to be done, and everybody's got to get through this pandemic and everything. But we're very close to making up that fight card, having you on that show against Nora Cornell for the title. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, if you're interested.
In San Juan?
Yeah.
Get out of here, really? I'm super interested. Wow, really?
Yeah.
I really never thought that there would be a Muay Thai promo. I never would have thought that Lion Fight would be coming here, but that's awesome. That's awesome news.
Yeah, like you said, there's some things to be ironed out yet. Obviously, most importantly, we've got to get through the pandemic and make sure everybody's healthy, and people down there that have brought the opportunity to us, are on board and everybody's good with them. But that's looking like where it's heading. So pretty excited to have that opportunity for you, and I think it's going to be a cool place. I've never before placed for professional Muay Thai, so it should be pretty exciting.
Definitely. Oh, I look forward to that.
I hope so. You're the main event. I hope you're looking forward to it.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that either. Definitely. Super excited.
You'd be like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll fight on that show. Yeah.
No, I'm really like that's really awesome news. I never would have thought.
Well, part of it came up, obviously when you re-signed with us, we some press attention with that. I think it got noticed by a Texas TV station, and they came out and did something with you. And I think shortly after that, you wound up doing an interview with Forbes.
Yeah.
And that's how the folks who pitched this to Linefight, that's how they got aware of you. And the interest was, well, hey, you know, we'd love to do, you know, a big show here and kind of get behind it and everything. So, you know, you not only are going to be a part of the show, you played a part in making it happen too. So it's pretty cool.
That is really, well, I really don't even know what to say. I'm kind of in shock. Like, I never would have thought. That's really awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
So obviously, like I said, lots of things to work out, but you know, hopefully we'll have, you know, by the end of summer, we'll have a formal announcement to be able to make that show happen.
Perfect.
Good. Michael, we're hoping to come back to your neck of the woods at some point soon. You know, whether it's Foxwoods or someone else or somewhere else. And Ramesh, you know, we've done some things in Australia before with Warriors Way, so you never know, we might be making a pit stop there as well.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
All right, wanted to have a little bit more fun with you guys on a couple of other questions. Everybody's trying to, you know, or has a lot of time on their hands right now, and they're talking about binge watching or going back and watching their favorites. Michael, start with you. And is there any show you've been binge watching right now, or any show that you've gone back and watched, or movie you've gone back and watched for that 13th time?
Man, honestly, I like never watched TV since I was a kid, so it's not like, yeah, it's not something I'm used to. And I mean, sometimes I'll watch Netflix, but I've been really busy, so I just been working really hard on, you know, creating my business online as well. I think going back what you were saying, like some people are trying to learn new things. So in my case, I've just been reading more about, like, you know, self-development or like business stuff. Not really have been watching any shows and just keeping up with my training. I made a, you know, a routine for myself, you know, like get up, you know, go train, do some filming, come back, plan the day, edit, then come back, teach a class, then read, and then it's like, all right, it's like 12 p.m. like 12 at night, go back to bed. And that's pretty much my day, Monday through Sunday, and then on the weekends go grocery shopping, and that's it, you know.
So, I mean, obviously it's a very difficult time, but you've really taken advantage of the available time that you've had with bettering yourself, learning some new things, but also getting your this kind of online business going.
Of course, man. Yeah, I gotta take advantage of the opportunities, and I mean, now that we have time, at least myself, I gotta use it wisely. And one of the best ways is just to educate yourself. You know, just read whatever interests you. You know, Angela is, you know, doing her studies, and, you know, growing in that field, and just taking advantage of the time. We don't always get this time, you know.
Angela, I mean, we know your timetable is crazy, but at least maybe on a Saturday night, have you had a chance to binge watch anything or go back and watch an old movie, anything like that?
I'm like Michael. I don't really watch. I don't have TV for one, and I haven't for years.
Okay.
I do have Netflix, but honestly, I'll maybe start watching something, but I pass out within 5 minutes of watching, and I don't. No, I tried watching Extraction with the guy that plays Thor on the Avengers. I tried watching that. I watched a little bit of it, but I mean, it's not that it's not interesting. I'm tired. You know, I pass out because we have a curfew here in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
The curfew it starts at 7 p.m. at night. So I spend the daytime at the farm and doing certain things like that, and then or going to the store, grocery shopping, whatever I have to do within that time period. And then by the time I come back, I start doing my school studies. So I don't really have time for TV at all.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about your farm? What are you growing or raising, or what's happening out on your farm?
Oh yeah, sure. So it's not like if you picture like a farm with like a red barn and cows and chickens. It's really just, you know, a big plot of land that we cleared out in the forest, and towards the middle of Puerto Rico. Like I said, it's in Calle, kind of in the mountain area. So the temperature, the climate is very different than where I live right now. I live in a coastal barrio called La Perla. You can actually Google it. It's pretty infamous. But I love living here. But the climate's very different. It's a bit cooler up there. And so what we're growing, we're growing plantains, yuca, sweet potatoes, you name it, gandula, pigeon peas, some of everything, tomatoes right now, cucumbers, just trying to not only grow stuff to sell, but for myself as well, because it's very expensive here.
Okay.
Everything's imported. Most things are imported and the taxes are pretty high. So if I can grow my own food, I'd rather do that.
Do you see the farming situation? Do you see that potentially as something that could become a side business to when you get into your full-time work or something? Or
Possibly. It's more of my partner's project than it is mine. It's just something that we started together. My main focus has been school and Muay Thai, but I do go there as well. The thing is, Hurricane Maria kind of set us back. We lost everything on the farm that year. So we just kind of started rebuilding, and it takes a while for things to grow, but we're getting there little by little. And as long as this hurricane season's not crazy, I think we'll be all right.
it's got to be a testament to the people of Puerto Rico, though. Hey, I mean, they get through hurricanes. Now this pandemic comes, and you turn around, and it's going to be hurricane season again. It's got to be a tough way to live, but it's got to be like you said, a testament to them to just bounce back continually.
Oh, definitely. It's tough. We actually just had a bunch of earthquakes at the beginning of the year. That's how we started the year, was with a bunch of earthquakes down in the south. A lot of people lost their homes. I live in the north. You could feel the earthquakes up here, even though they were happening in the south. I don't know. My apartment's it withstood Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Irma, but there's still some cracks in the ceilings and whatnot. And I was just a little worried about the earthquakes. It's like I said, you could feel them up here, and it woke me up out of my sleep several times, because they were it was like clockwork, one after another for like a month. That was all of like January. But yeah, no, the people here, they're resilient. I'm not gonna say it's not tough. A lot of people have PTSD since Hurricane Maria, and just dealing with the earthquake. Sorry, my cat just walked by. Dealing with, she's all over the place. Dealing with the earthquakes, and then now the pandemic, and it's always been a struggle with the government here. Over the summer, they kind of overthrew the governor, Ricky Rosselló. So there were like massive protests, and it was crazy. So there's always something going on in Puerto Rico. You just kind of roll with the punches, to be honest. And like I said, the people here, we're pretty resilient. We just get through it, keep on trucking, wait for the next thing to happen.
Okay, all right. Ramesh, sorry, Justin, did we lose Ramesh? Because I've got two things on my screen.
Yeah, my laptop is about to die, so I'm just going to go on my phone.
Okay, no problem.
You're doing so good, man. I'm really proud of you, man. You're awesome.
Likewise, Angela. Likewise. I'm really proud.
I don't know. I'm trying, but you got it.
People
got
think
it.
I'll take credit for that, though, Angela, because I moved him down a weight class. And Michael, to be honest, you fight better at 130, don't you?
Oh man, I hate being 130, honestly.
But I'm right.
Oh man, like I have to start way early cutting weight doing that. Like I'm like, oh man, I can't cheat, not even one little bit, like nothing. Yeah, I look at an apple and I gain like 2 pounds. I'm like, I haven't even touched it. I just looked at it. Like that's it.
Proud with you, obviously, but I just think you're so much faster at 130. Not that you weren't faster at 35, but I just think you're faster at 130, and I think that's what got you through the Mueller fight. Was you had more gas at the end than he did.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah. So again, it's like fighters probably all hate cutting weight. I mean, I do at least most of the people that I know.
So
yeah.
126 will be next.
Oh no way! Oh man, no! I'll have to cut up a limb or something.
Well, sorry, everybody. We had a little bit of technical problems there. Probably Triana's fault, but we lost Ramesh. So first, thank you to Ramesh for joining us, and we'll reach out again soon. And I hope everything goes well for him and his family down in Melbourne. Let's wrap up with Michael and Angela. A question we asked our fighters last week you guys all have walkout songs. We know that. But if you could have one band or singer or whatever actually do the walkout song for you live, like who would you want live there in the arena doing the walkout song? What artist and what would the song be, Angela Whitley?
Oh man, I really like Afro beats, and I really like Burna Boy. He's Nigerian, so definitely him. And any song that he wants to play, just something. Afro beats really just the music, the rhythm, it gets the people going. So and yeah, no, definitely Burna Boy.
Okay, so invite him up for the show in San Juan. He could stay on the farm, and then help you out for a couple of days and do a song and then go home.
That sounds like a plan. Let's see if he'll respond.
Okay, all right. Michael, you've got the let's say you're going to do the next show in Las Vegas. Who's your artist that's going to do your walkout song live? Who's your artist with song?
Usually my coach picks all my songs. To be honest, I never pay attention to those things. Like I'm just like, yeah, I'll just go there and fight. Like,
so you're something Garth Brooks then for you. You're a country guy, right?
Yeah,
I know you're
everything.
not.
I like everything, honestly. Like, I'm more like like I like a lot of like Bruno Mars and things like that. Like, I'm all like about like just happy songs and like lovey-dovey songs kind of thing.
Bruno Mars is in Las Vegas a lot, so that would be great. Now, just so you know, he did a private wedding here. I think it was last year, and I believe for 3 songs it was $1 million. So if you want to go into something like that, we could, if you pay for it, we'll see if we can make that.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I honestly like I listen to music, but I don't know. I really don't have anything like favorite. I love a lot of just again,
Okay,
just like.
so how about this then? If you're not much of a music guy, how about this? So your entourage that's walking out with you, who's like a famous person that you'd be like, I want that guy. This is like the world title fight of all time. I want this guy or girl in my entourage walking to the ring.
Somebody alive or?
Yeah, no, it can be. I mean, we can do a dead person, a hologram, whatever.
I mean, if I could have like Michael Jackson like play music, and if he was still alive, like I don't know, like I always loved his music, so I guess him will be one that if he was still alive, yeah, like that'll be pretty cool.
Okay, so Angela, like if we can't get the guy from Nigeria, who we can't really do a live singer, let's say, who would you want in your entourage, whether actor, politician, somebody famous that you would say like, he's carrying your belt or she's carrying your belt on the way out to the ring?
Has to be alive?
No, we're gonna go hologram.
Okay,
versus two, that's fine.
Something fantasy. Yeah, I was gonna go with Michael Jackson or Prince.
Okay, Prince. All right.
I love me some Prince. Yeah.
Right. I had a chance to see Prince once. It was pretty cool. So yeah.
You know what? I always tell my friends, like, if I could have ever seen any concert from anybody in the world, it would have been Prince or Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I had a chance. I'm going to say maybe about 4 or 5 years before he passed away, he did a small like theater tour type show. It was a lot of like kind of jazz and stuff like that. It was very, very cool. So to see him in it was like a 3,000 person theater. It was really cool.
That sounds cool.
Awesome. Well, guys, again, thank you to Ramesh for joining us. Angela Whitley, we look forward to seeing you in that women's North American title fight. Hopefully, everything, we're crossing all our fingers and everything, hopefully to make that happen October and November in Puerto Rico. And Michael Triana, we definitely got to get you back in action here. Again, one of our most popular fighters from the East Coast. And just after that last fight against Joseph Mueller, we just know how much more you have in the tank. And there's a lot of fans and us who want to see you back in there again.
Thank you.
Thank you to you both. And
you
guys stay safe. Your family stay safe. And thanks for your time on this. And we'll talk soon.
See you, Angela.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome.
Bye, Mike. Good to see you too, man. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Un abrazo.
Thank you.
Abrazos.
Bye.
Bye.
How do you stop?
Yeah, how do you click this?